Are you interested in comparing the sound and design of different small harps? In this video, I have three very different small harps to show you. I have the Lewis Creek Nightingale and the Marini Made Bass LAP harp and the Dusty Strings double strung. So let's compare. I've been babysitting this little harp all weekend. A friend of mine recently purchased this lovely little Lewis Creek Nightingale, and she kindly offered to let me borrow it so I could try it for a few days. So I thought it would be fun to make a video where we can compare my three small harps. I think that's interesting. So we'll be looking at the Lewis Creek Nightingale, my Marini Made Bass LAP harp right back here, which I just bought a few months ago, and the Dusty Strings double strung. We'll be looking at the string spacing, we'll look at the weights of the harp, how you can play them, the sound, of course, and what else? Something else. Oh, and the range, the string range we'll take a look at, because that's really important. So we'll get started here in a minute, but also just to let you know, if you're interested in learning more about any of these harps, I will link the websites to the builders down in the description box below. So you want to check that out. And if you like comparison videos, be sure to give my video a like to help support my channel. So let's get started. Now, one thing these three harps all have in common is they're made of cherry wood. You can probably tell back there. I happen to love cherry. But other than that, these three harps are really all quite different, and they have their own unique qualities. So let's start with the string spacing. I took a ruler and I measured from bass C to treble C on all three harps, and the difference was quite significant. So you're going to want to know about this. The Lewis Creek came in at the most narrow string spacing at 7 3/4 of an inch. And then when I moved to the Dusty Double, it was quite a bit wider string spacing at 8 1/4 inches. The Marini Made had slightly wider again with 8 3/8 of an inch. And just for comparison with my Dusty FH26, my Dusty FH26 is 8.5 inches for that distance. So Lewis Creek was the most narrow string spacing, and Dusty and Marini were a little bit more standard, closer to my bigger harp. So if you have larger hands, that might be something you want to consider. Or if you have hands that are sore with arthritis and you find it more difficult to stretch, then that's going to be good information for you. Next, let's talk weight. So we'll start with the Lewis Creek, and it weighed in at just over 10 pounds. It's a solid little harp. And then we'll move to the Marini Bass LAP harp, which weighed in at just over 9 pounds. Surprise, it was actually a little bit lighter than the Lewis Creek. You wouldn't think so, would you? And then when I weighed the Dusty Strings with the legs on, it weighed in at 17 pounds. Since the Nightingale and the Marini are so nice and light, you can actually have strap knobs installed onto those harps. So you can wear these harps with a strap, you can stand and walk around and play very comfortably. Can't really do that with the Dusty Strings, it's too heavy for that. But the Dusty does come with detachable legs, which is great because you can detach the legs, pack it in a bag, and it's very portable. Or put the legs on and it becomes a really nice sturdy floor harp. Now the Marini Made harp has an optional stand that you can purchase, and that makes it a little bit more comfortable and convenient to play if you're sitting at a bench or a stool. Now I'm going to bring each of the three harps down on the floor here with me to play, and you can find out what each harp sounds like, and we'll also look at the string range for each harp. Okay, first up is the Lewis Creek Nightingale. This harp has 27 strings, with the lowest one being bass C and going up to a high A. Here's the range right over here. Now, I'm just going to play a short little arpeggio, which I'll do on all of the harps, and also the last page of one of my pieces called A Simple Wish. And hopefully that'll give you a nice flavor for what the sound is for each harp. So here we go. Okay, and next up is the Marini Made Bass LAP harp. This harp has 28 strings, and with F as my lowest string and going up to the E above high C. Here's the range right here. And okay, let's get started. Here's that arpeggio. Okay, and last but not least is the Dusty Strings double strung. This is an FH26x2. There are 2 rows of strings, double strung, and it's made of figured cherry. Now this harp is about 1.5 years old now, and you'll see that the cherry has darkened quite a bit, which is really, really pretty. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.